power pause, power opener, and power presence. These three tips and words have not been quoted by me, but these three tips and words have been quoted by James C. Humes. And James C. Humes has been the speech writer for 5 former presidents of the superpower country, United States of America. And he wrote his book, and that book name is Speak Like Churchill and Stand Like Abraham Lincoln, Stand Like Lincoln. And he has quoted 3 tips, and those 3 tips have been very close to me and have fascinated me completely. First quotation, first statement, first word, what he gave, that is power pause. Because when you go on the stage, when you are on the stage and you have to pause, you have to stand, you have to gaze, and you have to command. What do you have to do, ladies and gentlemen? Keep in your mind, fit in your mind, fix in your mind, and adopt this. What do you have to do? You have to stand, you have to gaze and stare, not stare, but you have to look, and then you have to command. Because until and unless you understand your audience, until and unless you understand the scenario of the auditorium, until and unless you understand the context of the situation, how will you begin and how will you start? You have to understand it, right? And that's very, very important. So what do you have to do? You have to pause. Pause is very important. Now, in the situation of pause, when we talk about, so first of all, before you initiate, before you start, you have to pause and you have to see around you and you have to catch some good faces, and then you need to actually, stick to them, and you need to begin with the help of them. You are, fumbling, you are stacking, you are shivering, you are trembling, you are hesitating, you are fidgeting, you are actually, going blank and emptying your mind. But trust me, when you pause, relax yourself, have a long breath, you get a power and you start. Now I'm coming to the next quotation, next statement given by James C. Humes. And what he tells in the next one and the second one, power opener. Because trust me, you have only that there is a dialogue of Chak De India ki 70 minute hai tumhare paas. And as a public speaker, as a communicator, as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach, as a performer, as an artist, what do you have? You have just 7 seconds minimum. You have more than that, 30 seconds, and that's it. So when you want to catch breath of someone, when you want to dive deep into somebody's heart, or people's heart, audience heart, what you have to do, you have to open with power. You have to open powerfully. It's strength. Speak like a leader. Because when you talk about the greatest speakers in the history, you talk about Churchill, right? Winston Churchill, he has been one of the tremendous speakers in the world. Mr. Martin Luther Jr., he has been tremendous speakers in the world. Right. Once Mr. Douglas was criticizing Mr. Abraham Lincoln, and in his debate, he said that Mr. Abraham Lincoln used to sell whiskey. He had a shop, and Mr. Abraham Lincoln used to sell whiskey. And that time, Abraham Lincoln defended this exact criticism, and he said in his reply, or in his answering mode, he said that Mr. Douglas used to be one of the permanent customer, one of the very, very close customers of mine that time. And how he defended himself, how he opened his speech, how powerfully he actually, designed it. Actually, it was part of fun, humor, part of connection, part of hook. And he just, won that debate. And that's why whenever you began with this important tip, that power. Now, for example, if you start something like that, guys, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I want to talk on something, and that's very important. That's very close to my heart. Why will people listen to you? Why will people listen to you? Like in 2014, when the current Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi ji, he came in 2014 election campaign, and I started all his speeches, and he started with Bhaiyo aur Behno. So what he did, he just made this point, Bhaiyo aur Behno, his hooking point, his connecting point. And with the help of this Bhaiyo aur Behno, he just went and dived deep into hearts of millions and millions of people casted their votes for Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of India. So what you have to actually understand, you have to understand a very simple tip, that is start with strength, start with power, start with enthusiasm, start with कैशी लाइन, पहले इस्तेमाल करो फिर विश्वास करो। सपने वो नहीं होते जो हम सोते हुए देखते हैं, सपने तो होते हैं जो हमें सोने नहीं देते। मंजिल से आगे बढ़कर मंजिल तलाश कर, मिल जाए तुझको दरिया तो समंदर तलाश कर। राइट, बर्फ को पानी बनने में वक्त लगता है, ढले हुए सूरज को निकलने में वक्त लगता है, थोड़ा धैर्य रख, थोड़ा जोर लगा, किस्मत के जंग लगे दरवाजे को खुलने में थोड़ा वक्त लगता है। जिंदगी हंसाती है, रुलाती है, बच्चा बनाती है, और जिंदगी सताती है, कभी उलझाती है, कभी तुम्हें कमजोर तो कभी माजूर बनाती है, लेकिन यही जिंदगी तुम्हें निखार कर ऊपर पहुंचा देती है। When you start with some strength, some powerful quotations, some powerful statements, trust me, you are going to mark your name. Now, I'm coming to the point number third given by James C. Humes. And what is the third point? That is power presence. Trust me, power presence is very, very important. Why is it important? Because what comes into power presence, first of all, try to understand. Your dressing sense comes into power presence. Your shoes come into power presence. Your way of interaction, your behavior. Because there are 3P formula, I will tell you. And what is that 3P formula? You have to understand. And first P is pause. Second P is poise. Third P is power. Pause, poise, power. And you can also take it as presence, poise, power. Presence, poise, power. Presence is absolutely, absolutely very important, mandatory, which you can never neglect, never ignore, because presence gives you the real presence in the market. So these 3 words, trust me, are very, very close to my heart as well. And I always try to follow the footsteps of these 3 words. And the first word is presence. The second word is poise. Poise means calm and confident behavior. And absolutely the third word is power. When your presence is remarkable, incredible, awesome, great, fantastic, stupendous, tremendous, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, your command becomes high, your authorization becomes high, and you get commanded. You get a commanding power. You get an authorizing power. You get a great power. You get a great authority in your personality because you have the real presence. Always wear good, look good, smile good. Facial expression should be good. There should be fawlad. There should be kashish, junoon, fire, energy, enthusiasm, courage in your eyes. And when you speak, when you move, when you present yourself, you must look like a confident personality. Nobody can defeat you. Nobody can demoralize you. Nobody can demotivate you. Nobody can criticize you. Nobody can actually pull you down because you have a great presence. You have a powerful presence. You have to understand it. The moment you shake hand, the moment you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, the moment you say Namaskar, the moment you say Jai Hind, the moment you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, hi, hey, kammagani, bhalubashi, ni hao, bonjour, you have to use all these words with the power presence. And the moment you use your power presence technique, and trust me, nobody's gonna neglect you ever. And everybody is gonna be fan of you. There's 3 words, 3 quotations, statements quoted by James C. Humes, and I quote it in my own language. I quote it in my own way. I hope you understood it. You must have understood it actually. And now you're going to follow the footsteps of these 3 words. Thank you very much, everyone. Jai Hind. Bye-bye. Take care.